But first, we begin with a firestorm engulfing the White House following a bombshell revelation that President Trump may have asked the then FBI Director James Comey to drop the agency's probe into former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. A powerful Republican Congressional Committee chairman has asked the FBI to hand over Comey's notes on the incident within a week. In a letter to Acting Director Andrew McCabe, House Oversight Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz demanded that all material involving Comey and Trump be made available to the committee by May 24th. The New York Times broke the story late Tuesday, reporting that Comey had written a memo detailing his conversation with Trump a day after Flynn resigned under fire last February.
If necessary, I think we should subpoena them. But hopefully we can obtain any of these materials voluntarily. But on the heels of an allegation that the President himself acknowledged that he brought up in the context of whether the Director would stay on as Director, whether he was a subject of investigation, in the context of reports by the Director or associates of the Director that he was asked essentially for a loyalty test to the President. And now with allegations that the President urged him to essentially drop the investigation of Michael Flynn, enough is enough.
Well, the White House issued a statement Tuesday evening denying that Trump had asked Comey or anyone else to end the Flynn probe. It is the latest controversy plaguing the Young administration, which has also been dealing with the fallout of a report suggesting that Trump divulged sensitive information during an earlier meeting with Russian officials last week. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin says President Donald Trump never passed any classified information to Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov when they met last week in Washington, and he has the transcripts to prove it. Now, speaking Wednesday in Italy, Putin said Lavrov never passed the purported secrets on to him, and he would be happy to hand over the transcripts of the conversation. For a better understanding of this controversy, VOA National Correspondent Jim Malone joins me. Jim, now the White House is obviously in crisis. How serious is this situation right now as you assess it?
It's pretty serious, and they can't even take a moment for a breath because they've been lurching from one crisis to another for the past week, beginning with the president's decision to fire the FBI Director Jim Comey. Then we get into this issue with, did he leak classified information to the Russians in an Oval Office meeting? And of course, lately, as you've just noted, these concerns about reports that the president had asked Comey, when he was still FBI director, to go easy on Michael Flynn when the investigation was ongoing. This has plunged the White House into crisis mode, and now that's spreading to Capitol Hill, Congress, where divides are coming out among Democrats and Republicans about what to do next. But it's clearly headed in the realm of gathering more information, and I think we will expect to see the former FBI Director Comey testify at some point, and that will set up a one-on-one, whose word do you take, between Comey and the president.
And talking about that, of course, there have been suggestions that perhaps there were recordings at the White House during Comey and Trump meetings, and now we're hearing about these transcripts of the meeting that were put together by Comey himself. What could be the most explosive thing that can come out of this too?
Well, the Democrats, for example, in their request for more information, they also want a special counsel to investigate the Russia ties with the Trump campaign. But they are demanding of the White House to turn over any tapes, transcripts of meetings that the White House may have involving these various officials. The White House has been pressed for days following the president's tweet about Comey better be careful because there might be recordings. They haven't confirmed anything. They have nothing further to say on that.
Do you get the sense that this situation was escalated by the president following up the firing by explaining why he did it, by saying he had asked him some questions before regarding whether he was being investigated or not?
At the heart of all of this is the president's behavior, his comments, his tweets. I'm reading today about a key question here, which is the president's credibility. This comes on the eve of his first international trip to the Middle East and Europe, where these questions are going to follow him as he goes on his foreign travels.
And now people are looking at these two things, the president, the White House, and then the Republican Party. How challenging is it at this moment for the Republican Party to stand behind the president?
It's shifting hour to hour. Even today, I watched some quick interviews with House members, Republicans, senators. In the Senate, it's a little bit more of a push to get more information, to move toward more discovery of what may be going on. Some of the House Republicans are saying we still stand with the president and this is all overblown. But here's the point, Vincent, right now. I think it's blowing out of control of both the White House and congressional Republicans, and someone's going to have to get a handle on this fairly soon.
And, you know, somebody thought, the Russia issue could just stay down and as it is being investigated. But what do you make of the fact that now the issue of possible leaks, or rather sharing of information, has become up again, has come up as a big
From day one,
discussion.
the president has expressed the desire for this to go away. Everything he has done in recent months is going to ensure it's not going to go away, and it's going to be around probably for a long time. And it could threaten sort of the heart of his presidency at this point.
All right. Jim, in very few words, what is it that the president can do on his foreign trip that could possibly temper a little bit?
Best thing would be to change the subject and get them talking about foreign policy goals and his own domestic agenda.
Well, we'll be looking at that. Jim, thank you very much.
Thank you.
As always, for your insights. Well, that's our VOA national correspondent, Jim Malone.